Kirneill spent $0 on advertising, yet he has a wait list full of people begging to pay him for his services, many of which are pro esports athletes. Let's break down exactly how he did it. If you don't know, Kirneill is the owner of Sense of Quality, a PC and internet optimization company that, like I said, works with many pro esports athletes. He's worked with the entire roster of the Dallas Empire, the reigning CDL champions. He's worked with Scump. He's worked with pretty much every pro player you could think of in the Call of Duty scene. And what I want to do today is break down 3 reasons why his business is so successful and what you can learn from it so you can apply these 3 strategies into your own business and or content creation. First things first, he's done an amazing job of positioning his product. When it comes to positioning your product, it has to be a no-brainer for your target customer to buy. And PC and internet optimization is exactly that, because especially in the COVID era, having a really good internet connection is extremely important. Think about it. It could be the difference between winning a gunfight, winning matches, winning tournaments, and ultimately your entire esports career. And at the highest level, that can equate to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. And missing out on that is very painful, which is kind of the sub point here. The problem you solve has to be a painful one. On the surface, internet optimization might not seem that flashy. It might just seem like a glorified Geek Squad from Best Buy. But if you look deeper, like I said, it can be the difference between life and death in your esports career. So that is a very painful problem that Kirneill is solving with his business. And that's one of the reasons why he has that wait list of people. He has that amount of people wanting to buy his services. The next thing Kirneill's done really well is that he has not been afraid to evolve his service offering. A lot of businesses will gain some initial momentum and get complacent. They think they're good. They think they don't have to keep improving their offer. They think they don't have to keep listening to their customer. Kirneill did not fall into that trap. In fact, he used that to his advantage. He did a masterful job of listening to his customers, listening to their feedback, social listening using social media platforms. What are people talking about? What trends are coming up? And because he was able to do this, he was able to spot a trend from miles away so that when it got here, when it came time to execute, he was ready. And that trend was the shift from wanting just internet optimization to PC optimization. He realized that with the Call of Duty scene switching from console to PC, there was gonna be an influx of people that had no idea what they're doing with their PC. Like, I have no clue. If I were to play Call of Duty competitively and I needed a PC to get that job done, I would have no clue what to do. I've been a console player my whole life. I still am. I'm gonna get a PC at some point, but I've been a console player my whole life. If I was trying to play competitively and needed to make that switch to PC, I would be completely in the dark. And there are countless other players that are in a situation like I was, and Kirneill recognized that. So before that initial influx of players came, he took the time to actually read up on PC optimization, get to know all the parts, get to know how they worked and how to optimize them for his customers, so that when his customers were ready for that, when they were making that transition to PC, he became the no-brainer option to help them out with it. And now on the surface, that might seem like a very straightforward, common sense observation, but it's actually a little bit deeper than that, because in order to actually spend the time he needed to master PC optimization and get to know all the parts, how they worked, how to optimize them for his customers, he actually needed to turn away potential customers so he had more time to study. And as a result, he had to turn away upfront cash with the hope that this bet he was placing on the fact that the trend was going to be PC optimization rather than just internet optimization was going to pay off. And it very well couldn't have, and he could have just sacrificed hundreds or thousands of dollars to no avail. But luckily for him, and not so much luckily because he was able to listen, spot this trend, but ultimately the trend ended up coming to fruition. And as a result, he's been, again, just like he's the go-to for internet optimization, he's been the go-to for PC optimization as well. And he's been able to add that extra arm, the extra branch to his business. And as a result, I don't know the details of his pricing, but I'm gonna guess that he was able to increase his prices because he had that new unique skill that, again, was a very painful problem, going back to principle number 1, that he was able to solve for his customers. He took that risk and it paid off because he listened to his target audience. Now, in terms of your individual situation, this is gonna look different from person to person, but what you can do is actively ask your customers for feedback. If you're selling merch, ask your customers what designs they wanna see, what pieces they wanna see. If you're selling a service, ask your customers after you're done working with them, what could have gone better? What could be improved? What do they wanna see added to that service next time? What problems are they still facing even after they've gone through your service? Be willing to ask your customers, and this is arguably one of the most important components of your business. And expanding outwards from just your customers that you've personally worked with, pay attention on social media. If you're paying attention to that conversation, this is called social listening. If you're listening in and seeing what trends keep popping up, you can do something like Kirneill did when he spotted the trend of PC optimization. You can see that and then learn what you need to and capitalize on that later down the line. But you're never gonna be in a position to do that if you're not listening. So pay attention to what your target audience wants. Now, before we get into the point number 3, as always, if you're enjoying this video, I'd really appreciate it if you go ahead and drop a like on the video down below and hit that subscribe button for new videos just like this every single Monday at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. Now, the third thing we're gonna cover today, and I'm really glad you stuck around for this one because this is arguably the most important component of this whole entire thing. Without this, none of the other strategies work. And the third reason why Kirneill's been able to dominate in his space with his business is because he consistently over delivers for his customers. He really cares about the service he's offering. He's not just doing it for the money. He's doing it because he actually enjoys this. He actually enjoys getting his customers results. He does it for his customers and he genuinely loves what he does. And because of this, that love for what he does allows him to consistently go above and beyond, even when it really wouldn't quote unquote makes sense from a business perspective. Like one time on the podcast, when I had him on, he was telling me how this one optimization he did, he spent days on one optimization and made call after call to the internet provider. And if you know internet providers, calling them and calling really any like internet providers, credit card people, whatever, can be really, really annoying, really, really frustrating. But he was able to do that for his customer repeatedly. And ultimately, I think he was talking to like the regional director or some really high level person in that internet providing company. And as a result, he was able to resolve the issue his client was having. Most service providers in that situation would have just been like, yo, I'm gonna give you a refund. This one was just a little bit too out of my skill range. I'm sorry about that, but here's a refund, and everyone moves on with their day. Not Kirneill. Kirneill was persistent and he just kept calling and calling and calling and working and working and working until he ultimately resolved it for the client. And as a result, he got an amazing testimonial. And then on top of just the tenacity and the passion for it, he goes out of his way to make the optimization experience a personal experience. It's not just, again, the Geek Squad coming to your house and fixing your PC. He actually goes through and explains what he's doing to his customers. He essentially gives away the secrets and teaches his customers how to do the optimization so they actually don't need him ever again. It's counterintuitive, but by over delivering like this, he puts himself in a position where his customers are just blown away by what he does. And because they're blown away by his passion and his willingness to over deliver and give away all his secrets for free, or not for free because it's in his service, but give away all his secrets regardless, they're a lot more willing to go out on Twitter and give raving testimonials. The amount of testimonials I've seen from customers of Kirneill, whether it's pro players, whether it's amateurs, whether it's just gamers looking to have a better experience, is pretty insane. And his passion and willingness to over deliver is one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, he gets so many amazing testimonials. So in your individual situation, you want to look at how you can over deliver for your customers, how you can make it an experience that just blows them away. There's plenty of standard businesses offering very similar services, whether it's PC optimization, whether it's nutrition, whether it's painting your house, I don't know. But when it comes to services, a lot of businesses do the same thing. It's pretty standard. As a result, they become commoditized. The way you can break out of that commoditization is to over deliver and give your customers an experience that they won't forget. And you do this by doing unscalable things. Like sticking on the phone with an internet provider for 2 or 3 days doesn't really make much sense when it comes to scaling a business. That's a lot of time that you could perceive as wasted that he could have spent working on other optimizations, working on marketing, but instead he was willing to go that extra mile. And even though it was quote unquote unscalable, it didn't really make much sense, that left a lasting impression on that customer. And if you do that enough times for more and more customers, now you have an army of people that are willing to essentially be salespeople or spokespeople for you. And also, if you look at his content strategy, he consistently over delivers there as well. He essentially gives away all his secrets live on stream. And you would think that would discourage people from actually working with him because he's giving it all away for free. But he's a master at what he does, and what he does is really hard. So no one's really gonna watch the stream and then go and apply every little thing because they don't know how to do that. And even if they did, it takes a lot of time for someone who is not as proficient in that skill So by giving away his stuff for free, he helps his audience get initial results, but to get the full thing, they're gonna need an optimization regardless of if they watch the whole stream and take away all the secrets, because Kirneill is really one of the only people who can actually apply it. And as a result of these three components, his positioning, his ability to evolve his product and listen to his audience, and his consistent over-delivering in both his paid services and his free content, he's been able to amass this wait list of people who are begging to give him money, many of which include pro Call of Duty players, pro esports athletes, some of the best in the game. So hopefully you learned a bunch in this breakdown, and if you did, I'd really appreciate it if you drop a like down below, and remember to subscribe for new videos just like this, breaking down business strategy in gaming and esports every single Monday at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. And for our next video, you can check out one of the videos that pops up on screen right now. I think it's over here. I don't know what side it pops up on, but click one of these videos wherever it pops up, and I will see you in that next video.